Are you looking for the best glass water pitcher filter? Well, we've got this one right here. Figured I'd show this thing off to you guys. If you guys find this video helpful, definitely appreciate you guys hitting that helpful right there. Let's see, let's go ahead and open this bad boy on up and see what we got on the inside here. And we're gonna test this thing out. I got a pitcher of water over there that we can put through there. Comes all nice and bagged up. Got a bag in a box right there. So you got some instructions right there. That looks like everything. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, yeah, so I love this glass pitcher right there. That way you're minimizing the amount of plastics that are there. By the way, this company did send this to me so I could show this thing off to you guys. So thank you to them for partnering with me on this. Let's see, we're gonna open this on up right here. This is your lid. It's got some kind of like dial on the front right here. We'll have to learn about that. Cardboard. This right here is going to be your filter cartridge. That's going to go down into there. And then you have the top hopper where you're going to put your water to go through the filter. So a nice big open bottom right here. I'm going to assume that the filter just simply sits right on into there. You know what? Usually these filters need a soak for a little bit too. So we got our water. We'll give it a little bit of a soak. We're not going to probably do it as long as we should, but figured we would test it out doing it correctly. I do want to point out on the filter, they have these little remove tabs right here. So make sure that you peel those off before you use them. Just like so. Come on now. Come on, there we go. And then I'm just going to put this in here. And we'll pour some water on into there so we can let that soak for just a bit. Let it do its thing. Get all the bubbles out and whatnot. Press it down for a little bit so that those bubbles do come through. Move it to the sides. You never know where that air is going to be. You got to let that air escape. A little bit on that side, a little bit on this side. All right, I'm going to flip it over just to make sure, and then flip it down. Okay, now we are good and submerged, it looks like. Okay, so let's take, while this is sitting here for a second, let's take a look at this real quick. First of all, this is your lid. This is your filter life indicator. It just simply turns, so I'm not too sure exactly how that's going to work, but we'll have to test that out. Obviously, your reservoir right here. Got a nice gasket around this thing as well. You can see it all right there. So that's going to help to keep the water whenever you're pouring it so that it doesn't come out around the gasket. It just come out through the spout right there. Your water filter, obviously, the tank, and then, it's got a silicone base on the bottom right here as well. That way, glass on a table would just kind of slip inside everywhere. This gives it a little bit of give so that it doesn't, or a little bit of tread, I should say, so that it doesn't move around as much. Actually, I believe you can get this pitcher in a bunch of different colors as well. So if there's a particular color that you're looking for to go along with your kitchen, definitely go and click the listing below and see if they have the one that you want for you to match everything. Let's see. Step 1, wash your hands, take out the filter, soak the filter. It says for 10 minutes to remove bubbles before use. This will activate the filter and ensure best filtration performance. So that's what we did before we started reading, is I wanted to make sure that we got all those bubbles out, and you want to let it just kind of sit there. Then hand wash the pitcher lid and reservoir with a mild detergent. Don't put in the dishwasher or use abrasive cleaners. Then you want to rinse thoroughly with water after washing. Install the filter into the reservoir and press firmly to ensure a tight seal. Okay, so one thing I want to point out too about the washing is that the glass part, I'm not too sure why you wouldn't be able to put that through a dishwasher and why you'd have to hand wash it. The plastic ones I can understand. We've used some of those in the past and they start to get warped, especially if you turn on the heating element at the end. But a glass one, I don't think that should be a bother to it. So I'm just not 100% sure of what would happen if you would put it in there. So that's why I wanted to read these that part of the directions to you right there. Then it talks about installing it, which is pretty simple. Okay, this is what I wanted to know about the little rotator right here on the top. It says, rotate the dial on the lid to align with the month of replacement. The month indicated by the scale is the service life of the filter element. Example, if you start using or replace the filter element in September, please align the start month with September. Please replace the water purification filter element in November. So September, October. So you got 2 months for a unit right there, which is awesome. That's a good amount. The filter capacity is 100 gallons, or 2 months, 378 liters. And let's see, they have a little Q&A type of thing. We don't need to go through all that. And then they have it in French too, so if you speak French, they have it there. All right, this thing's been soaking for a good while. Let's go ahead and pick this thing on up. I'm gonna pop it on into here. So you wanna make sure, because this filter has a gasket around it as well, so that it seats nicely into this top part right here. So you wanna make sure that you press it down so that the water cannot go around that gasket. Otherwise, it's just not gonna get filtered, and that's not what we want. So now that I have that nice and seated into there, let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and pour this water back on into here. Try not to drip everywhere. Just like so. And then now we can seat this into here. And I pointed it out earlier, is that you have a little notch on this side right here for the spout of the glass container. So make sure that you line that up nicely. Just like that. And then once you have that all lined up and your filter installed, you can go ahead and get that filter going. So I'm just going to pour this right on in. Just like that. Large capacity there too, which is awesome. You can see it filtering down through the bottom right there. It's going to be fast in the beginning because you have a lot of the water weight up in the top is pushing down on that filter and pushing down through those holes. So that's why it's going at this rate right here, but it's still getting that good filtration. You'll actually notice as you get to the end of the water up in the top right here, it's going to slow down more and more because you don't have as much of gravity pulling down on the weight of the water right there. But this thing is doing a fantastic job right here. Let's see, we're in August right now, so let's go ahead and set this. Oh, okay, I get it now. Cool. Okay, so they have 2 little dots and a line. It's kind of hard to see the numbers, but you can see the 8 right there. And so I set it to 8, and so it lets me know that whenever we go to 10 or October, that is whenever we need to change the filter. So it makes it super simple to use. Also, if you're filling this with a faucet, something that has a little bit more force or pressure coming through, this little cap on the top right here is like a little hinged door. And that's able to take the water from the faucet. That way you don't have to take off the lid every single time, and just simply opens up so that you can easily get water up and into the top of the reservoir right there. So that's super cool. I love how they've added that into there just so you can, if you want to top it off or whatever real quick, you just got a drink and you want to make sure that there's some left into there. You don't have to sit there, pry off the thing, fill it up, and then put it back on. All you have to do is hold it up underneath that water, and that'll go through right there, which is awesome. Let's see, we'll go ahead and put this on, make sure it's nice and fitted well. Also, it gives a little window into the top right here so that you can see if the water is completely filtered out through or not. But since this has that nice gasket right there, even if we did have water inside the top of the tank, it's still good to pour because it's not going to be able to escape from there. So let me go ahead and grab a cup right here, and we're going to go ahead and pour some of this so we can try this water. We're just going to see what that tastes like. See, look, you can see the water right here in the window pushing up against that window, showing that even with water up in the tank, it's not going to spill out. All right, let's see what we got here. Ah. That is some good water. Wow, that is super clean. Yeah, if y'all are looking for a great way to filter your water through a pitcher, and something that's glass too, so that one, I just think it looks nicer, but two, you're not having to deal with like your water sitting in plastics, getting all the microplastics and all that mess. It's nice, clean glass. So y'all definitely go and grab y'all one of these if this is something that you're looking for. And hey, let me know if this was helpful. If it was, I'd appreciate it if you guys hit that helpful for me right there. And remember, you can get this in a few different colors, so go and click the listing below and see if they have the right color that you're looking for. Thank y'all for watching, and Dad out.